tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show. And you say Shot City, the tailgate show, the tailgate show, the tailgate show.
Well, good job with the technology, guys.
Then I
was going to intro, right?
No, we the Bears are what we thought they were.
Good job, Jerry.
They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in a preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Biscuits, for that audio.
All right, I need to shit on the creativity and the production of this whole situation. I thought you were coming in hot with a video. Instead, you made the people that are watching right now watch our ugly mugs while some audio played. And I was going to intro the show after that, man.
I got so into the intro song, I just zoned out and forgot that it was my responsibility. To be honest with you.
Well, if you want something displayed, take some pride in it and get the video in here. So
I tried to, dickhead.
Look, I'm gonna go back and find the whys. Okay, I need to review the film, see what I did wrong.
Well, welcome to HMD Public Access Television. That's the production level that we're bringing tonight. Now, what's up, everybody? Welcome
public television.
Welcome to another episode of the Tailgate Show, Friday night edition. It gets a little wild on Friday nights. We don't do it often on Friday nights, so you know, I'm trying not to be super highly optimistic off the huge win we had against the Lions and how dominant we were.
Massive.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to let that game go because you got to move on to the next game. So I'm just really trying to get in that mindset because I'm super confident with how well we handled Detroit. That Cardinals coming into town, I think we're gonna get on a heat streak here, guys. What do you think?
Heater, a real heater.
A real heater.
Was that a subtle "we're on to Arizona"? Is that what that was?
Arizona.
You feeling New Englandish tonight?
Oh, they were originally from Chicago.
Ooh.
Yes. We're going. Oh, thanks, Michael. Is your name Michael?
Back in my day, when the games were there were 2 teams in Chicago.
So, you know what? That's actually a really good segue because I have a historical story here. Okay, because I know how much Brian loves these. All right,
joking.
Just bear with me.
History time. He's mentioned about video.
He's disappearing. Yeah. This fucking and he muted. Muted. So
make him Jared. Make him full screen, man.
Oh, don't full screen me. The world doesn't need to see that.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so. Can anyone tell me the last time the Bears met the Cardinals on December 5th? Anybody? You probably can't.
1776.
So, you know what, Jer? You're actually pretty close. It was in 1937. The 8-1-1 Bears were taking on the 5-4-1 Cardinals at Wrigley Field. Not in Arlington, folks. Wrigley Field. Cardinals took a 14-0 first quarter lead, but the Bears answered with 40 unanswered points in the second and third quarters. Quarterback Ray Bovid threw 5 touchdown passes. First quarterback to ever do that. So, boys, I will ask you, on this December 5th, will the Cinnamon Cannon Andy Dalton throw 5 touchdowns and lead us to victory?
I'll be glad if he throws for 5 fucking yards, bro.
Well,
let's get 5 first down.
So I just want
that story.
No, I forgot to plug our sponsor for that segment. For the people that actually care about that stuff, that segment was sponsored by Metamucil.
Do you need to shit?
Shout out Windy City Gridiron for that little nugget of a story.
Nice.
No, I'm playing around, man. 5 touchdowns, that's bold.
Yeah.
Oh, he went.
Yeah. That's Boovin talk. So
Jer.
Hey, bet.
You wouldn't know anymore, Jer. You know what I mean?
No, right. Nothing that does it.
Another production issue. We are just like swinging for the fences tonight, fellas.
Yes, we are. All of them.
So I'm gonna throw out some words, and I want to see if it gives you more confidence in the matchup this week, right?
Sure, go for it.
Just names, words, situations. So,
we're playing in word association.
Diverging.
Touched for the very first time.
Gonna have some good depth there. Good depth in the secondary.
Just the tip.
Tight coverage.
Not as tight as those buns on the beach there, eh, Brad?
We will talk about that one in a minute. Orange jerseys.
Ooh. Is our record? You would know. Is our record historically good with orange jerseys?
I haven't looked that up.
Is our record historically good? Period. End of question.
There's been some good times. There's been some bad times. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like the orange jerseys when they first dropped, but like the ones that came out with at the 100-year, those 30s throwbacks. I think that should be the permanent uniform with the stripes and shit. I love that shit, man.
100%.
Get them in the 40s navies.
Yeah, that shit looks. It's when they wear the throwbacks with the striped helmets. That shit just looks mean, man. Like I love that whole getup, bro. But
the socks too. The over the top socks just work.
Yeah, and I like the navy and orange numbers, man.
Yep.
Like, with nothing on the helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like the orange is what it is, but I have more appreciation for the two throwbacks they have out there.
If you want to sell history, that's the best way to sell it in those jerseys.
It's not even about the history. It's just the colors look tight, man. We got the sharpest uniforms in the NFL. Like for the lack of things that we
thank God
we do. They're classic as fuck.
We suck, but we look good.
We look good when we do it,
bro. The shit's just clean, man. Like
it is. No, it is
clean, and the color scheme, it's the shit.
Do you think the orange jerseys would look better with navy pants?
I'm not trying to.
I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it to you guys.
I'm a hot little potato right now. We're really getting into
No, I shake my little tush on the catwalk.
I like the orange jerseys. I just think like I'm definitely more about the throwbacks.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
A lot of people like the white on white too.
I hate the white on white. I know I'm in the minority there, but I do not.
It's all right.
For any team, I hate white on white.
Like, wasn't New Orleans wearing white on white?
Yeah, they did white on white a couple times.
That didn't help them out much. But there's a coach there.
So now we're on let me throw a couple more words out there.
Oh, there's more words.
We're going down a
he wants back in his association game. Go ahead.
Jenkins is activated.
I like it.
Indifferent.
I like that he's going to be able to suit up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I mean, I don't know if I want him in against the defense we're going up against this week.
If Peters goes down, who should be the first?
Just to get some reps, maybe.
With Wilkinson's back on the COVID list, right? Or he's on the COVID. So
Correct.
If Jason Peters goes down, who should get the first reps at that?
Yeah, he should. If Peters
he should. Down, he hasn't practiced.
It's Andy Dalton back there, bro. Let him try.
I mean, who else you throwing back out there with Wilkinson?
Good point.
Put him in the fourth quarter and put Foles in. Who gives a shit?
I'm definitely not throwing Borum over there. Let him stick at right tackle. But how do you feel about him being the sixth jumbo package tight end? Offensive lineman tight end that they were using earlier in the season.
I think you've already got that player established.
I saw someone earlier had mentioned that, so I figured I'd just ask you all.
Yeah, I don't mind him getting
No, I was gonna say Bars should get first rip at that.
Ooh.
At left tackle if Peters goes down, just because Jenkins hasn't played. But
yeah, dude, I think playing Bars at left tackle is a stretch. Like I think right tackle, even he's not really a tackle.
I agree.
And we've given him no snaps at tackle, correct?
In the preseason.
I don't know.
He might have played a little. I may be wrong. He may have played a little right tackle in live, but when we were like down to nothing last year at one point. I'm not sure, but I know we tried him out in the preseason at left tackle, like 2 seasons ago.
I'm about to say, I do not remember that. Okay,
it was like
you'll have to check the online.
I'll check.
No, it was against the Giants, I think, in preseason.
All right,
it was like 2 seasons
Nice.
ago. It's sad, the stuff I can sometimes remember. And Andy, man, Andy at quarterback. I mean, how much confidence? How much more do you need?
300 versus the Lions and a touchdown. That's a good thing. No, you threw 1 pick, correct?
yeah, that really down in the red zone there.
Yeah,
If he had gotten that thing up a couple more inches. Pause.
yeah, that's the line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Where do you even start? How do you even start with this Arizona team? I mean, what kind of rankings are we looking at with defensive wise? Because I don't think you can do much with the offense since they've been injured the last couple of weeks.
I mean,
Kyler out and
sorry, Jerry. I think like they're like they hover around top 10 in everything, or top 15 in everything.
And elite in some categories. They're 30th in defensive scoring drive percentage, which is technically third. So they're only allowing opponents to score on less than 30% of their drives, whether that be field goals or touchdowns. And they've held opposing quarterbacks to an 86.5 rating. That's 10 points higher than Fields and Andy Dalton combined. So that's no slouch of a defense on that other side.
Can we talk about what they've done with Fields, basically putting him in doubtful, even though he's been at practice in a limited fashion? I mean, I think this is borderline ineptitude we're familiar with ineptitude, but it's coaching malpractice. He's running that scout team as Kyler. You know he is. He's the only one fast enough to do it. He's well enough to do that, but not well enough to play quarterback and start for the Bears.
I doubt. I haven't heard any reports of who was taking practice.
I'm sure they didn't want anybody to tell anybody.
I would say even if he is running the scout team, he's not taking hits in practice. I do think there is a difference between running the scout team and taking no contact and playing against full-grown men for 60 minutes.
Well, with broken ribs, which ribs have muscle attached to said ribs, don't you still risk? Now, this is pure speculation on my part. Pure speculation. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah, I'm like trying.
But if he's running the scout team and he gets hurt or something, it's just, to me, it's just more fuel for the fire.
All right.
So you're saying leave him out totally then?
Yeah, if he's not well, he's not well. Don't even fucking.
I think you're really looking too deeply into an injury report, bro. They play games all the time with those. I wouldn't even like. Personally, it doesn't. I'm not saying you're wrong. That it could be a possibility, but like, I don't look too deeply into what the injury report says because Nagy thinks he's like some fucking chess player when he puts that shit out.
Yeah, say in 2 weeks that you find out that he was running scout team. How would that make you feel? And not starting.
I personally wouldn't have a problem with it if they've deemed him not ready to take physical contact.
I mean, Nagy said he didn't take it. You can't take hits in practice. I mean, if he needs to test himself out, I'm fine with it. If he's not taking live shots, man, like this is especially this defense. Like, if he's not 100%, I don't really want him in there against multiple. Like, their DC, man, is multiple fronts. Like, they get pressure on quarterbacks, and like we're pretty good at giving up pressures. Pretty good, but like one of the highest sack on offensive lines in the league. So,
yeah,
as long as they're not throwing him out there, that would be real. That would be the malpractice. If he's not 100% and they're just throwing him out there, like I don't want my rookie future franchise QB killed. I mean, that's what we're still projecting him as.
Right.
So, Jerry, let me throw it back to you real quick. Do you, is part of your skepticism that you think there is potential there that he is fully healthy, but that Nagy wants to at least get some extended time with Dalton as the starter?
Correct.
To kind of
that is what Right.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's where I'm. See, that's why I have you on the show, Biscuits. Because
all right, say that again.
You make me sound smarter.
Go ahead, Jer. Say what the.
Yeah, what he said.
So basically, what he's saying is he has maybe a little bit of skepticism that Justin is fully healthy, or at least healthy enough to go out there and play. But Nagy is using this as a way of leaving Dalton in there to sort of showcase with his offense with his guy who he thinks can run the offense better at this point, and leaving Justin on the bench.
All right. Why don't you just wear a tinfoil hat tonight, bro?
I mean, I don't think that's that outrageous of a thought. You got a guy that's on the hot seat.
I
probably wants to go down with his guy. Hasn't looked great with Fields so far. I'm just saying. Jer, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your argument, technically. And
bro, all right.
On it.
We just went from a discussion. We just went from a Jerism of Justin Fields being too injured to run the freaking scout team. And
if he's too injured to run the scout team.
If he's too injured to run the scout team, he shouldn't be running the scout team. But if he's too healthy to be running the scout team, it's like we're all over the place, man. So now there's another scenario where he's really healthy, but Nagy's hiding him just to play Dalton to save his job.
This is what happens when you're 4.
The point is that if he's healthy enough to run the scout team,
the swing
he's healthy enough
subject. Like
I'm not great with words sometimes. Excuse me. That's why I'm on this microphone.
It's not the words.
I think he's saying it's because we're jumping from one thing to the other. But
extreme.
I mean, is that how this show normally is? I mean,
yeah, but I'm just like
can't catch the crack, baby.
We're trying to muster up Justin Fields' conspiracies, man. The dude has cracked ribs.
Conspiracies.
I'm just saying, like. What is it, Justin Gate? Either way, which way do you want to go?
Hey, man. Whatever works.
Know, man.
It boils down to if he's too healthy.
Here's my complete thought about it. If he's healthy enough to take those reps as a scout team quarterback, isn't he healthy enough? If that is the case, is he not healthy enough to be the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears?
I just think there's a difference between live action and scout team practice reps. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm not discrediting yours. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. It's not really an opinion. Jer's kind of just putting a what if out there, so I'm not going to.
Well, no, obviously he has a differing opinion that if you can play scout team in practice, that the contact really doesn't matter so much with this injury, that he is able to go out there and play.
Right, but it's opinion on a hypothetical. It's not like a really hard football take. Right. So I'm not going to be like slamming you for this, Jer, but
thanks. Here it comes.
I'm not going to slam you, but
to bring it over into a more realistic place, Nagy, if he's really truly trying to save his job, he's doing everything he can to make Justin work, because that is the proof that this ownership needs and this fan base needs. It's not about you do something average with Dalton and it's not showing anything. Andy can outplay Nagy's mindset. He's a veteran.
Thank God.
He can succeed in this because he's a not blow up, but like he can look very serviceable in this, because even if the offense might not be a great scheme, he's a veteran quarterback. So you're not really proving anything with Dalton. You're not, in my eyes, as ownership, like you're not selling me on Dalton, because regardless of what people believe, there was some pressure from somebody higher than Nagy, whoever you want opinion on. And everybody wants to get their hot take and get their hot opinion out there. This was over Nagy's head, whether that was George to Pace to Nagy, whether that was Pace to Nagy. It was somebody telling him, you need to do this. So by playing Dalton, man, you're actually going against what they want higher up. And you're not proving that you can make the kid that's supposed to be the future work. So I don't see if he's truly able to be out there and playing, it doesn't benefit Nagy not to put him out there.
And this is why I posed the question, because I wanted to lead you down that road.
But it depends on whose perspective he's looking to prove it to. What about if he's auditioning to the rest of the league saying, hey, look, Pace brought in Justin here. Here's my guy, Andy. Here's how night and day this system looks. Now, granted, to me, yeah, I agree with you. I think if you're selling ownership on the fact of what you are as an offensive play caller, I think it has to look better with Justin than it does with Andy, because of the veteran presence like you talked about. But if he's getting all this criticism from outside of Hallis Hall saying your offense stinks, we've seen what it is with Justin. If Andy, let's just say hypothetically, goes in here, tosses 350 and 3 or 4, is that an FU to everybody? I meant 3 or 4 touchdowns, just for the purpose of this argument. Would it
just trying to keep it real?
The system isn't that bad. So I think it just depends on whose perspective you're thinking he's trying to appeal to.
That's cool. He shouldn't have a perspective right now because he's on the hot seat. If I was Ryan Pace and I found out you're trying to use, and I'm trying to save my own ass, and I have even a little bit of an idea that you're trying to use the organization that I'm running as a fucking infomercial for your next job, you're out the fucking door. Because that's not what you're here for. You're here to make Justin work. If I was Pace and I felt that was the direction this dude was going in, I'll pack your office for you. Like you're not here. I don't care about where you go if I'm letting you go.
Show up to the building and the cards don't work.
Yeah, I just don't.
That's valid. That's valid.
I think Nagy to save his own ass, if there's any chance in hell, which I don't see, it would have to be making Fields getting him to start looking better and better every week here on out.
Which he was kind of on that path until the bye week, and then it's like we spun right back down to 0, and he got hurt. So
it's not on Nagy either. It's not Nagy that can make it happen. It's Justin that's going to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like he just needs to learn how to play with the. He needs to overcome the bullshit around him. It's a lot to ask a rookie quarterback to succeed with Matt Nagy. I'm sorry, this is where we are. We're asking a guy that we traded up to get, that we expected to look pretty quickly like the franchise quarterback that we've been waiting for, right? But it's Matt Nagy, man. What has this man made work? Veterans. He had Mitch. Couldn't even make Mitch look serviceable. He puts Justin behind an absolute shit show on an offensive line that he can't keep consistent. When this team is a direct reflection of Nagy. We've said that for a long time now, and inconsistency is part of that. Then that's who this dude is. Like, you're putting this rookie behind a shit line. Lack of talent.
I don't know. Now the shit line's a little bit harsh.
Yeah, was it? Go rewatch a Cleveland game, bro. Let me know how you feel.
Oh well, that was bad. That was week 3.
That was historically bullshit.
I don't disagree.
Shit to okay. I'd say okay. They went from shit.
I think we're at okay right now.
Right now,
I'm gonna ask you if Larry Borum. What is your evaluation of Larry Borum so far? Pretty good, right? For a rookie, pretty good.
So far, yes.
Absolutely. He was an upgrade as a rookie.
Now, if Tevin Jenkins comes out and has to play and turns out to be pretty good, what do you do with Ryan Pace? You possibly have nailed. You nailed 2 tackles potentially. You've got a franchise quarterback potentially. All because of Ryan Pace.
Talking hypothetical, I know. I mean,
I know we are. I know this is where we're at because this team's not winning.
No, what I'm saying is
the hypothetical episode.
Well, I brought this name up. It's kind of funny. Like, other people always bitch about other people taking their shit. How long have I been talking about a guy that would be above the GM? And who did I want? Ozzie Newsome. I've been saying that how long, Jared?
Right. Yeah, Ozzie Newsome and
honestly, the best
Josh McDaniels.
Right now, I would give Ozzie a call. I would hire him as a consultant right now. I wouldn't even tell Pace. I would start having meetings with him. I would pay him instead of a guy like Ernie Accorsi. I would give Ozzie Newsome whatever he wanted to come in here, give me his advice, so I can make a decision in house. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ozzie could be on the payroll.
If he's not willing to be president of football ops, yeah, absolutely.
I would love that too.
Yeah,
but consultant is more realistic. I would bring him in right now to evaluate Pace, to look at all the drafts, to look at how they panned out. Let him do all that. He knows all that. You know what I mean? He could evaluate Pace's performance. He can give ownership an honest, outside looking in answer. He could be involved in the hiring process for the next GM and coach if that's the road they go down. I think doing something like that would be the best move for this organization right now. You don't have to restructure, but at least bring him in as a consultant.
I've been a big Fire Pace guy since 2019. I would absolutely say if Ozzie Newsome was coming here as a consultant to evaluate him, whatever he says goes. If he says you're keeping Ryan Pace, then fine. I'll shut my fucking mouth. I'd give that guy the biggest blank check money could ask for. Absolutely.
Because not only that, I would totally trust him to give them the advice to hire the next GM and coach.
Correct. Yep.
And
sign me up for that.
At least move us in the right direction. And I know we go back and forth on Twitter, man. And I do like Josh McDaniels. I know everybody. The argument I don't understand that I've been seeing is I like Josh McDaniels. Well, he's a bad person because of what he did in Indy. But I want Sean Payton. How many games is Sean Payton suspended for fucking bullshit?
Yep.
Like corruption.
That's a valid point. Yep.
All right.
Gambling in the locker room.
Yeah.
Actually, how hard is it for a
I mean, outside of the
NFL
Patriots,
to get busted?
Outside of the Patriots, they have just as two different black guys there. Like they have some.
They're real
some
hands-on up in New England.
But are you questioning Sean Payton's leadership?
It happened under his reign.
No, yeah, but I mean, not
his body of work
playing for him though.
Oh, I'm not taking away his coaching credential.
Well, I think that's the big thing with McDaniels though, is after that Denver thing, which once again, it's been a decade ago. So
he was 32 years old.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The question is, can he grow in a decade and learn from his mistakes? I think he can. I think he's a prick, but I'd take him.
That in 5 years, what was it? 5 years ago, before the Colts hired Frank Reich, it was supposed to be McDaniels. So
right, and that's what everybody's so
10 and 5, and then this is looking like, he's built a pretty good resume here with Mac Jones. And by the way, Bears fans,
did you see that?
You would cream your pants for Mac Jones stats right now,
dude. Castle, Orton, Tebow. That one season with Orton and Tebow, they had like 4,300 combined yards and 25 touchdowns. Those would both be what Bear. Besides the touchdowns, just
they'd be Bear records.
The yards would definitely be number one in Bear records.
I just like his offense because it's not just one thing; it's whatever works.
True,
the talent
he adapts.
He makes adjustments in game, even.
But I'm hearing command a room. That's the question, though. Yeah, I think it's valid.
And if you didn't have to trade for Sean Payton, yes, I wouldn't be mad about getting Sean Payton here. He is a hell of a coach. But we've been talking just about hot coordinator names, and the fact that his name isn't being brought up. If you look at these other coordinators, they're failing week to week, and you're just like Kellen Moore and Brian Dable. I had a little squeak there, man.
I know it.
He's definitely being mentioned less than those other guys.
It's all right. It's all right, Brian. We're okay.
Sorry about that, gentlemen. So, yeah, man. I don't know. I sure Sean Payton. I just don't. What do you give up for a draft pick?
No higher than a fifth.
When you're already short on draft pick capital. Bryce in the chat. What's up, Bryce? How are you?
What do you think?
Pace would give up number one picks to have Daddy.
Oh God, that's what I'm afraid of. And then that's to me is the biggest thing is you bring Sean Payton in here. Ryan Pace is most assuredly staying.
Yeah, but Sean Payton's going to have all the say at that point.
And I don't know in any instance, even with Bill Belichick in some of the draft history there, what head coach GM combo typically pans out. I don't want my head coach GMing too. I
think we talked about this last episode. How many coaching hires does one GM get? This technically would be 3 if they do fire Nagy. And we have to throw the caveat out there that because this is the Bears and they will do exactly what they want to do when the fuck they want to do it, and they don't care because they're the Bears. And they told us that as much in their end of season press conference.
I think they care. I just think they're inept. I think they truly believed in Matt and Ryan as their football guys.
The one thing I will say, and I will give people on this end of the argument with Payton, sorry if I'm going all over the place here.
Maybe.
No, I think Sean Payton could put together a better staff. McDaniels may have a harder time with that because of what happened in Indy.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it is.
Payton does always get big name defensive coordinators in there, and he gets the right guys in there. So,
and people are talking. We've kicked around the idea of coaches in the college ranks, correct?
Yeah.
Why would a college coach leave?
You are the GM. You're the king.
Because the king and by the way, here's another boatload of money. And as much as I bag on Notre Dame, if you can lure Notre Dame's head coach away from Notre Dame to go to a Southeastern Conference school,
he's such a putz.
He's a rich putz. They backing a brink trunks up to his
Did you
ass.
see that though? It was
He
like
couldn't have finished out the season though.
he went from "Come on, fellas,
He
let's go
shouldn't.
Irish," and he gets down there. He's like, "Oh, the hot Southern sun, just sitting here sipping sweet tea." That dude did that whole video. I was dying, bro. Like, what are you doing, Kelly? You're from Massachusetts, bro. Like,
That photo was funny though. Family photo. There was a questionable pair of pants in that photo. Pair of 70s bell bottoms. Anybody catch that one? No?
I didn't see that.
I saw it. You know,
But I think you said it, Jer, last episode, or maybe it was Brian, that the only reason you're leaving to go to the NFL is if you have true dreams of becoming a professional NFL coach. That's the only reason.
And it makes you wonder how much money is these colleges really making? A. And B, why aren't our NFL owners just that cheap to the coaches too? You know?
there's other perks with college football too, though. You can't.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
money, right? So Harbaugh's given up like
Money and honey.
Isn't Harbaugh giving up like
Ooh.
some of his salary to employees that have been affected
Yep.
since COVID? So like if he wins the national title, it's an additional like $2 million or something, $1.5 million. That he doesn't even. It's not about like he doesn't seem like the money's a real driving force. Like he's living like a king, man.
Sure.
Yeah, depends on who you are.
I mean, look at the dude from Jacksonville. Like
Urban?
Urban just tried smashing his side piece he had in Ohio State, and it almost blew up his NFL career. That they don't want all that. They want their side pieces. They want they're living like large, man.
Yeah, you know, he's been known to hang with Fat Randy though. Randy Boban, Dirty Randy. No, not dirty, but
yeah, that
Randy Boban.
No
You remember that?
Yeah.
You like to pound a few fucking cheeseburgers there, Randy.
Fake health conditions just to leave a job too.
True. Yeah.
I mean, yes,
there he goes.
The idea of Ryan Day, and I do. I mean, I wanted Harbaugh last coaching cycle, so sure. I just don't think it's realistic, and I think it's a quick burnout with him. Like if you come in and the shit don't work out, like you're gonna lose. It's kind of like when Patricia went to Detroit. He tried running it like Belichick without the success. You can't be too hard in the paint like that. This is the pros. Like it might take the college kids better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like if Harbaugh doesn't hit quick, that shit's gonna fizz out real quick too.
Well, especially after his relationship with Trent Baalke kind of fell apart. Does he like the fact that he has more say in recruiting at the college level than he would being paired with a GM in the NFL?
Well, that was some of the rumors back then. If you brought him in, he wants control.
Oof. I think he can assemble a good staff. I don't know how much control I want of him over the roster.
I mean, I like his brother as a coach too. They're great. They're both great coaches. I wouldn't be upset if Harbaugh got here. We would just need to he would need to, the production would need to be a lot better right off the bat.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish special teams coaches would get more opportunities. I think Joe Judge really fucked that up for everybody, but that interim coach out there in Las Vegas actually done a hell of a job.
Yep.
John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator.
Yes, he was.
A lot of Bill
Belichick started off as a special teams coordinator as well.
I know what you're saying about Dave Tobe too, but man, like I just want to stay away from Andy Reid.
But I mean, Dave Tobe was Dave Tobe well before Andy Reid. I mean, how much of an influence is?
Wasn't he with the Eagles before Lovey hired him?
Ooh, now that's a valid counter. If that's true, you got me on that one.
I thought he was,
but he's an established guy. He's not like a Nagy or a Bieniemy, kind of just starting.
Well, I mean, look at our coaching staff. You can have the same argument about our current coaching staff underneath Nagy.
Say that again.
You could have the same argument about the coaching staff underneath Nagy right now, that they're all established. They've all been in the NFL. That doesn't equal success.
It's established in terms of longevity. I would say it's Bill Lazor. I mean, Desai and Furry and all these other guys are pretty young to the coaching carousel, I would say.
All right, so
the rest of the season is all about the tailgate now. It's all I look forward to. That's very cool.
I get you.
That's what's
appreciate that, Billy.
Thank you. Billy, hit us with some hot shit in the chat, man.
Dave Tobe, Eagles 2001 to 2003 special teams and quality control coach.
Ooh, good pull, Diddy. Good pull.
He is a Reid guy through and through.
But as a special teams coach, is he really having that? I mean, I see what you're saying about getting the stink off the Reed thing, but I just don't know how much influence. I mean, is he bringing Reed's offensive system there, or is he hiring his own guys?
He's interviewed a lot too, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ship has probably sailed for him.
Didn't he have some health scares too, or was that a family member? Or was that him?
I don't remember. It's
possibly
a moot point.
Born
so who's in and who's out?
Dave Tobe family medical history.
No, I remember something happened when he was here. I forget what it was.
Who's in, who's out? So Akeem Hicks out, Mario Edwards Jr. out, Angelo Blacksman, Jair's guy, come on down. Marquise Goodwin out, Damian Williams out, Roquan Smith will technically be a game time decision, and we already know A-Rob and Justin are not going to be playing. Vice versa on the Cardinals, looks like Hopkins and Murray, questionable game time decisions, both likely to play. Justin Pugh, offensive lineman, questionable. Byron Murphy, cornerback, questionable. And James Wiggins, safety, has been ruled out. That's it. Discuss, boys.
Wiggins out, huh?
Wiggins is out. Chief is out.
Not that I know anything about him.
Akeem Hicks, man. A year late, brother. A year late on him. I'd say it.
We talked about it, bro.
Yep.
That trade deadline was pretty brutal for A-Rob, too.
No, I mean, we've discussed it in the offseason. He hasn't been the same. The way he plays, like when he was at his most dominant here, that's hard to maintain.
Well, the best thing he does is he's a hand fighter. He's a great interior hand fighter. So whenever offensive linemen try to get their hands on him, he takes and controls wrists, and with his arm being messed up, he's just not the same.
He's got good wrist control.
He does.
So anyway, I think that I don't know, man. Is he cashing it in? Him and A-Rob, like those are the two that like, and I love what Hicks has brought here. Think he's a hell of a player when he's 100% healthy. He's a dominant force. But with the contract situation with him and A-Rob not getting what they wanted, Nagy's he's losing the team. It might not be as dramatic.
The organization is losing the players.
We have a better makeup of players here than we did when Trestman was here, as far as guys that are going to create distractions. Like, these are professionals. The young guys seem respectful. It's a good group of guys, right? So we're not hearing the blow-ups in the locker room. I think Nagy, for all his flaws, unlike Trestman, who wouldn't break up fights in the locker room back in the day, Nagy would break that shit up. So like, I'm just saying, I think he's a better leader than Trestman as far as keeping the shit in check, keeping his house clean. You know what I mean? Trestman was just kind of a bitch. So,
damn, shots fired.
Well, no, I just think
it's fair.
I just think Nagy's keeping things in check a little better, but I don't know, man.
I get what you're throwing down there. It's just with a guy like Akeem, with guys like A-Rob, they're not even shouting out their own teammates really much on social media. Like you saw Khalil Mack shouting out Robert Quinn for Defensive Player of the Month.
And I hate saying that about Hicks, just to get that out there. Like, I
love Akeem, but
dude's a dog. A-Rob, I fully expect him just. Sorry, I could definitely see him just like, I'm on a franchise
business
tag.
decision.
Screw this shit. Hell yeah.
Jared, what do you think about that?
Soft tissue injury with A-Rob. That dude is usually pretty good.
Oh, I bet they'll both magically come back for the Green Bay game, and then they'll disappear again.
The Akeem thing, I think it makes sense. Not that I'm trying to question him, but I think maybe he's just taking a more cautious approach, knowing that he's only got limited time left.
I mean,
what about with A-Rob, though?
Same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you don't think him getting back out on the field and producing would maybe help recoup a little bit of the money that he's probably lost this season heading into free agency? I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just asking.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him for being sick of this on a franchise tag.
Right.
You're not getting a lot of opportunities. You're here to, I mean, you're almost devaluing yourself on this tag here right now. the more he's out there, it's like, why would we pay? Another franchise is like, why would we pay this guy 18 plus million a year?
So you think the opposite then? The more he plays, the more money he loses, whereas he could just sit out and maybe risk. Jared, what do you think about that?
I think he's going to try for his one moment of glory in Green Bay. That's where I think it all lies at. I mean, you come back for Green Bay and say Justin magically still isn't healed and Dalton's there, put up good numbers, you find a way somehow. I don't know, man. It's hard when you're in a player's head. It's hard to get in a player's head. It really is, because it's a different world. It's a different planet. Most of those guys are wired up to just go.
Yeah, and I think I will say this: if we were in first place right now and things were looking up, I think these guys would try to get in. I guess that's what I'm getting at. And
yes,
I think my opinion may be a little extreme with them cashing it in, but I think there's business decisions behind the way this team has been playing. I think if we were in first place, these guys would push through it a little harder. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
I think that's out, and that's a justified statement, and you can actually probably prove that. That's probably a provable thing.
Having said that, these injuries, who we have out against the team we're about to play, if Kyler's good and B-Hop's good, or sorry,
Roquan.
That's the biggest loss of them all, in my opinion.
That is.
I said B-Hop, man.
Yeah, you did say B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins.
That
was my dude back.
Well,
in the day,
it's gonna feel very similar to being punched by B-Hop, I'm afraid.
Good analogy, Jared. Good segue there,
dude. I mean, you got AJ Green, Hopkins, Ertz.
Yeah, that's the guy. I mean, the addition of Ertz to that offense is kind of bullshit. It's like, what the fuck? You got Zach Ertz. We can't get a tight end healthy. Cole Kmet showed up on the injury report too, didn't he? Sorry.
Christian Kirk's no slouch. Rondale Moore.
AJ Green.
Yeah.
Connor's coming back.
Yeah, so I got an interesting so James Conner has 13 touchdowns this year, which is only 4 fewer than the entire Chicago Bears team has.
Oh yeah, well he's about to eclipse that.
And dude, I am so sick of banging this drum, but like,
bang it.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why they haven't called the dude up yet, Snowden. Like, all the injuries you have. Why not get somebody up for a week like this where you could spy him?
You put in Artie Burns, right?
Why wouldn't you want an athletic dude that could get to the quarterback and I don't know. It's
got to be something behind the scenes there, but I think their signing of Irvin, I think, tells you.
And is Irvin going to play? I haven't. Did you guys hear anything on him this week?
I haven't heard a word.
Conditioning wise, like no reports.
Me neither. Nope. I'm trying to figure out who they gonna. Are they elevating whatchamacallit from the practice squad for wide receiver? Daz
Newsome,
Rodney Adams, if he's still here. I don't even know where. I think did some team sign Rodney away?
Yes, he's gone.
So I mean, with Marquise Goodwin out, what are you down to? Down to Damiere Byrd, Jakeem Grant, and Darnell Mooney. Someone's got to come up.
They're just weird about doing letting guys take a shot sometimes. Like,
yeah. Perryman just activated to the Tampa Bay active roster.
Yep.
Couldn't find the field here.
Well, I there's a reason why for that one. Let me get you a card here. Here's your COVID card.
What the hell was that?
It's a pack of Phase 10 cards.
Oh, you're saying Tampa Bay's COVID issues. Okay. Took me
a
minute to put that
Brown
together.
Got suspended by the league, did he not?
He did. 3 games.
And who didn't get suspended magically? Because he was immunized.
I think there's a difference there.
Yeah, faking a test at one time, they were gonna consider that a federal offense. Like,
question is though, he's losing what $200,000 in total salary. I think compared to 14,000. I know that's probably collectively bargained in the agreement of what the punishments would be.
I'm not defending the
13 times worse of a penalty.
I think the situations are similar, so it's just the way the league looks at things is a little dumber than how we would handle it. I mean, I think they both deserve the same time off. I think if I would appeal it if I was him.
Yeah, which they said both of them are not appealing it too. I mean, I would too personally, but both of them have already come out and said no, we're not going to. And did you hear who the third guy was?
No, but I'm just saying, like
Mike Edwards, something like that.
That's the second guy. John Franklin, real quick, Diddy, was the third guy.
Former ex-Bear.
Last Chance U, ex-Bear. Go ahead, Diddy.
That has really done nothing.
Yep.
And will probably continue to do nothing now.
Right. Yeah, but
consistently.
The thing with the unions is once a discipline is handed down, that becomes past practice, right?
Yeah.
So like, if something similar happens to you and it's not handled the same way, that's where you can appeal, because it's like, you just gave this guy this. Why are you giving me that? Like he could get on their ass right now and probably win the appeal.
I think the argument is that the NFL,
I don't care who he is.
Well, no, of course.
Aaron Rodgers, I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as far as a union, this is where the players' union, they want to bitch when they're negotiating, but when shit like this goes down, they need to step up and represent the player. Because if one player gets disciplined for screwing around with being honest about COVID, and it's only like, what do you get? Barely anything, right? A little slap on the wrist.
$14,000 fine.
Exactly.
Well,
that's where the players' union needs to step up if they want to be respected by the league.
I agree with you. If I'm them, I'm stepping in and appealing that. I guess the problem that I really have is, so Aaron Rodgers, apparently it all comes out that the NFL knew, Packers knew, and the NFL knew that he wasn't vaccinated, but he was breaking protocols. So my true issue with that is, if the NFL knew that he wasn't vaccinated, why did they let him continue week after week breaking these so-called protocols that they've put forth, only to then slap him on the wrist whenever it comes out that he gets COVID? That's the thing that makes no sense to me. So the NFL knew, but you allowed him knowingly to break protocols week after week after week and didn't do anything about it until it became a big public story.
Did they know?
That's what the reports say. NFL came out and said that they knew that he was not vaccinated, that he had submitted documentation for some health.
He wanted an exemption because of the immunization,
and they denied it. And therefore, go ahead.
When did they deny it?
They denied his exemption.
When?
Beginning of
the season, wasn't it?
It was like preseason or training camp when he submitted that.
So they don't want to get caught with their pants down. Even more of a reason to appeal.
Also, practice squad update. Rodney Adams is there. Other receivers: Isaiah Coulter.
Oh yeah.
Daz is on the practice squad, and Simba Webster.
Ugh.
So that is your practice squad depth.
Daz and Rodney, come on down.
Do you go with an extra tight end? Do you go 4 tight ends?
You could do that too.
Sounds like a good Friday night.
Sounds like a Jesper Horsted game.
It's a Friday night, and it's ladies' night.
Sounds like a single guy that was bitching that his girl was having a party with a bunch of women there, and he had probably like 6 tight ends in his house, and he locked himself in a man cave and ate a fucking.
Speaking of tight end, what about tight end 1 though? We gotta get to tight end 1, right? Brad Biggs, hashtag TE1, baby.
He changed that really quick. Oh God.
The comments under every single post of his this week are just kill me.
You know, they made me forget about the Bears for a day, and that was that's a beautiful thing.
Jerry, you changed the subject so quick, you didn't even let my little hit ride a little bit.
Sorry, man.
Anyway, it's just like different mindset, I guess, different places in life, you know? So, yes, Brad Biggs. What a pervert, huh?
I think he was really saving that one for the Yank Bank, wasn't he?
Yeah, he threw it right out there.
I appreciate the rest of the Chicago media's way of holding back on that. Like you didn't even hear about it talked on podcasts or anything.
No.
Like, I felt at least Cap would take a shot. You know what I mean? Because he really can't stand Biggs. I figured he would at least like go down that road. I mean, I retweeted it and the sensitivity and saying that those pictures shouldn't be shown. Even people retweeting it, like all these people are getting all like, it's a joke. Like, it's just funny that he freaking drunk tweeted
of all the people.
Yeah,
Mr. Block 1-800-blocks a lot.
What I'm thinking is he has a burner of like some dark 50 Shades of Biggs. And he was on the wrong
50
account.
sauces of Biggs.
Dude got caught out. He probably has some kinky ass burner, and he posted to the wrong account.
Sounds like a case for the Twitter investigators. If we can find another picture in question from that same beach, I'm just saying we could find a big story here, boys.
Make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
It's almost like it's a haul. It's a haul of likes.
I'm even surprised Akeem Hicks didn't tear into him. Remember when Akeem handled him on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't remember that actually. No.
Oh yeah. Like, dude didn't he take a picture of him in the hallway or some shit?
Yes.
What? I don't remember this story.
Yes. It was last year.
Really?
Yeah. Hicks buried him online, man.
Damn. Quite
I'll have to go back and find that.
He's not the most well-liked guy, if you don't know. Like, he's blocked
I
everybody
know.
on Twitter.
Definitely
No, I'm just saying for people out there that don't know. So when I saw that shit, I was like, out of all the people, this motherfucker, you dumb bastard, you. Like, and I like his reporting. I'm not going to say that, but he's just such an asshole sometimes.
Speaking of assholes, can we just get into the thing that you sent us the other day? I mean, I don't even care about this.
What?
A fan liaison finally getting his chance to prove to the Bears. Jared, I think you skipped this one. I think you said you didn't.
Yeah, they don't get my clicks.
Man, no, I'm telling you, that was the best 8 minutes. It was gold.
Yeah, he's hired a PR firm to talk to the
Bears. Two
PR firms, because he, out of all the people, really has a pulse of how the fan feels.
The super white supremacist fan, yes.
He's going to be a liaison. He's going to be a liaison for the fans to the McCaskies. Out of all the people, this is the dude that wanted to draft Janikowski over Urlacher.
But he would have saved them $800 million by his calculations, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will have to talk me through this one.
It was delusion. It was really funny.
Well, it's perfect. The Bears will probably hire him if it's delusional.
Yeah, I don't see it.
No.
Maybe as an outside hot dog vendor.
Hashtag selling weenies.
Anyway. No, it was humorous. It's always fun to you need comedy in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Biggs thing, man. I honestly forgot about the Bears for a day, and it was great.
It was refreshing, wasn't it? It was.
Not gonna lie, it was. It's probably been the highlight of the year.
And it's not got anything to do with the actual photo. It's who sent it and the humor behind it.
And I didn't even get much love for my Sir Mix-a-Lot with Big's face on it. Twitter's
hilarious.
Twitter's no fun anymore, man. You can't even
Oh, it's soft. Are you sure you want to tweet that? Are you sure you want to say that?
Well, then Vince made a Cankle comment, and that just started a freaking outcry. So I joked around and just cropped the ankles out. Just joking around and be like, all right, stop bitching about stupid shit. Those aren't cankles, bro. Like, so I said, here you go. There, make you happy. And then everybody's like, it's just like, good Lord, guys, it's joking around. Like, we're not, I don't know.
I just thought, the muffin top monsters of the Midway come at you.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem if people don't understand. Like, anybody in this crew, we just joke around. Like, it's just fucking having
Biscuit's
fun.
done went and checked out. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yo, no, I think people have the right to question anything, right? But like, I wasn't going anywhere like that with it. I just thought it was funny that Biggs fucked up.
I think it is too.
I mean, I think I'll dip into it. I think there was a little bit of hypocrisy on there because I think there's a couple people who were complaining about it, who would not hesitate to take a picture of some big fat dude sitting on the beach wearing something he shouldn't have been wearing, saying, it can go both ways, but it never does.
Absolutely.
I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have taken a gander if I was on the beach, but
I mean, I wouldn't have been snapping personal pics. No, that's
the
fucking
fuck does
creepy.
that,
That's
though? Like,
weird shit. For
That's
sure.
too much.
Who takes pictures of women that aren't in a relationship with, like, just random site? Like, that is creepy as fuck.
It depends on the picture. Like, okay, I was in Pittsburgh and we were about to hit that Duquesne lift. I did take a picture of that guy in front of me with the hairy back shoulder wings.
I
thought it was gross and funny. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It was, I mean, was I wrong for that? Did I pull a Biggs on that one? I mean, I think it just depends.
You're also not a national reporter.
Well, that too. Yet.
Yes.
Biscuits on the Daily Wire.
I don't think you can give a standing in who you are, what you do when you're being a creep.
So
It matters,
basically,
though.
I was being a creep in Pittsburgh.
Look, well, I'm not a national reporter, so I can creep.
I'll send the photo in question. Y'all can rule on that later.
I don't want to be a part of it.
Oh, you're a part of it, whether you like it or not.
I shall not.
That's for your own viewing pleasure.
So, guys, like,
Did you throw Velcro at him?
No, like 40 people liked the tweet, so I was not alone in thinking it was hilarious and strange that he was doing it.
Well, all right.
So this is a tweet.
I have taken a picture of a dude. So I was at Giants Stadium for the Bears.
Why are we
game.
taking pictures of dudes, man?
It was Cutler's last game as a Bear in MetLife. And this dude, man, he had a number 42 Bears jersey on that said "D's nuts" on the back of it. I just thought it was the funniest fucking thing. So I took a picture of the jersey. So yeah, I guess I'm guilty of taking a public photo.
There you go.
I've done it multiple times. That sounded even creepier.
Pause.
That one dropped.
Wow. All right.
Edit
So
out the last.
How are we gonna? How do you think this defense is gonna hold up against Kyler if he's 100%? Because like I think you really have to contain the outside and keep him in the pocket. But it's hard as
he's fast enough. He can break contain.
We don't have the dogs right now, dude.
No.
Like Robert Quinn, sure.
I love his effort, but he's not fast enough to catch him.
Roquan out,
potentially. And even if he is there, how healthy is he? I think it's going to be ugly. 7 out of 12 games, they've scored at least 31.
I would borderline run quarterback draw a lot with him.
Kyler is a cheat code, bro. Like I went back and watched a couple of their games. I'm like, my God.
Yeah,
he can be.
Especially if Hop's back. Oh my God. Like,
do you think I mean,
all right. So this is what I'm really lobbying for here. Like, please do us a favor, Soldier Field grounds crew. Make that a shitty playing surface so they don't even want to put him out. It's supposed to be raining,
correct? The weather is supposed to not be great.
I hope it's a really good setup for establishing a run game. I hope it's a run game weather type sloppy field because that's their weakness.
Yeah.
Right? You get Monty and you get Herbert going.
Yes.
And hopefully they don't want to play those two because of the playing surface. And we might have a game.
See if we can get the play.
I still want to see this team win. I don't want to see this team.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? And it's.
I don't know how you. I just don't know how you combat him. I really don't. Like I said, I would run quarterback keep a lot with him and force guys to maintain their gap integrity, pause, and chase him. I would absolutely make him chase him. Because he's that fast. Your corners are going to have to come up and support. You're safe. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It can be a very
just when you think you have
dangerous. Because he's not like Lamar where you can go zero on him. You can't.
No.
I mean, maybe you might see us blitz more like a game plan, more like the Baltimore game. Where you blitz 28, 25 times. I don't know how successful that's going to be.
He also has guys around him that know how to, that they're comfortable and they know how to get open for him when things break down.
Correct. I'm going to piggyback off of what Diddy said in terms of using Monty and Herbert. I think the best defense would be to limit how much playing time Kyler's getting on that field. So you need to run the ball heavily. You need to control the time of possession. I think that's limit the amount of times this defense has to touch the field and have to play near flawlessly on the front seven. Time of possession's easily, I think, the biggest defense to stopping them.
And then once in a while, take a shot. Once, you know what I mean? And Dalton.
Yep.
Tomorrow is 43 and sunny, so.
Good thing we're not playing tomorrow.
No, that's right. I got Sunday, 46 and rain, 90% chance.
And this segment's been brought to you by WeatherTech. If you want your cars to have the best weatherproof mats, it's WeatherTech.
Just don't expect them on the correct day.
We need a weather girl, man. Not Jer.
Oh, weather girl. Why not weather man? Whoa.
Weather person. Come on, let's be.
Wow. Oh, that's right. That's right. Weather person.
Weather person.
Whether or not, yeah, whatever.
Whether they actually want to be involved with us.
Probably
Why
not.
would they?
Probably not.
Get the guy from Family Guy.
The one that says like 2 words and that's it.
It go rain.
Yeah.
No, get
Thanks, Ollie. Ollie.
Steve,
that's
Steve Carell's character from Anchorman.
I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
Pretty epic character, actually.
I threw a trident.
And that's what Bears Twitter used to be like, just all out like Channel 5 news team wars.
Yep.
Now
get your click.
People take it so seriously on there. It's like, Jesus Christ, we're having a disagreement on a football fucking topic.
Yeah, it's like you're attacking their brand. Everybody's a brand, and you're attacking their brand.
I welcome the attacks. Roast me. You know how many fucking real quick? You know how many burnt fucking turkey pictures I got tagged in on Thanksgiving? I lost count at one point.
I was gonna say I would love to see an over/under on that. I've probably said it at
take the over.
15.
I'm telling you now.
You took that stance. You've taken an aggressive stance on
and you own
overcooked
it.
food.
What you do? If you have a fucking take, own it, and don't feel like shit if somebody disagrees with you. Like,
I think the sad thing you talk about Twitter is the sad thing is people have just equated social media as real life, and it's just not.
Yeah,
I give social media
for me, no.
Right. I give social media just what it deserves. Enough stupidity and idiocracy to keep it going. And occasionally I'll throw in a good point or two.
Well, Jay, we're also old school. Like MySpace was the first thing.
I was not on MySpace. Twitter was my first
I was
love.
on MySpace.
I used to think MySpace was the shit because you put music up on your music. So when people got on your profiles, the music you liked and
custom wallpapers,
old school shit. And it was never like being online. It was just like your alter ego, and that's kind of what it is for me. Like
well, we also grew up in.
I'm not really a prick.
We grew up in a world where social media wasn't all we knew, too. That makes a difference.
Yeah, and
like, that's true.
I just like going on Twitter and having fun, and people even.
Let Zimmerman, me tell you about my yard.
Well, like even Zimmerman the other day, your tweets just make me roll my eyes, and I so badly wanted to respond to him and say, "Bill, in the back of your head, like, is that where they're rolling, buddy?" Like, I said, so all I said is simply, I appreciate you.
Is that about the log sources? Is that what?
Like I know you're like Sirius XM and all that good stuff, but like
I don't like him anymore because he made a comment and it just made me.
Oh no, we follow each other. I like Bill and I love his podcast.
But that happens so often. It's like somebody makes a comment and it's just like,
man, you know who's the best at it? The best dude on Twitter, and he's not a Bears guy. Is Schofield, man. That dude, not only can he come in and basically, like, if you have him on your podcast, he teaches you shit. But he does it at a level where, like, he's not being a prick about it. And then you can joke with him all the time on Twitter. Like, that dude gets it, man. Like, he's smart as fuck. You respect his shit. and he's just like he's just funny, sarcastic, like he gets it. So many of these dudes take themselves too seriously. Like, just have fun with this, man. Like, it's already bad enough that our team's not fun to watch sometimes. Like, don't be a freaking Debbie Downer bitch ass motherfucker on Twitter. Like, have fun with it. Like,
New
sure,
t-shirt.
I'm sure
New
our shit
t-shirt.
comes off. Sure, our shit comes off negative, but like, at least we treat our misery with sarcasm.
Let's say, is
What's
it
the old
negative
saying?
or is it funny reality pessimism?
Attitude reflects
But it-
leadership, Captain.
Yeah, but like humor,
hey.
dude, humor is the best medicine for being like pissed off and angry, right? Like,
Yeah,
of
we gotta
course,
have fun.
we're pissed off, but like, have fun, man. Like, be sarcastic. Like,
That's
give-
the thing, though. AA
Be
has
you.
preached about that. Like the sarcasm gets so lost on Twitter, and people just they don't see it. Don't want to hear it.
Yes. This is the comment right here. Great comment.
way
Straight
too
up.
serious,
Yeah,
man.
people are just too serious. Yeah, I 110% agree.
I don't
Serena.
want my football. I don't want my Bears football to be miserable. So like, even when the team's not doing well, like, I'll throw some negative shit out there, but like, God, you want to shit on my take? Shit on my take. I'll come back at you if I really feel it necessary to. But who gives a shit? It's sports takes. It's fun. Like, the Bears are an escape, right? I don't want my
Supposed to be.
Escaping to
even
hell.
when shit's going bad, it's like, this is my hobby. I love this team, and most of the times they suck, man. But like, yes, I get it. Everybody's a hardcore Bears fan. How you want a fan, but have fun with it. Like, if it's not fun, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, even
Yeah.
when shit's going bad, you can turn it around and like.
And
we
really,
joke-
there's some positives that we could spin out of this. There really
Yeah,
are.
and I hate when
I
this
mean,
team's-
some of the depth really showed up in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I hate when this team's not doing good, but like, and we're gonna talk about it. Like, if the shit's not going good, we're gonna talk about the shit not going good. We're not gonna sit here and try to be like fake ass like ESPN wannabe motherfuckers. Like,
Right.
and today the Bears will expect out the lineup. Like, that's not us. Like, we're just chilling. We're just freaking tailgating, baby. So
What's up?
I'm just saying.
So who would you say like a positive? So since we get tagged on the negative, let's throw a little bit of positivity out there.
Negativity is so much more fun, though.
It is fun. It's easy.
Oh, if I
Right.
want, I'll
The
just twist it that way.
positive.
Go ahead, Jer.
And I'll stand for him. It's Blackson. I think Angelo Blackson's shown that he's played really well.
Jer
In
just
the
wants to
time
be
that
right
he's-
so bad. Go ahead.
I don't want to be right so bad.
I'd have to agree with Jerry on that one. I mean, albeit in a limited role, we're
In
not
a
talking-
limited role, we're not
top
talking like he's
producer,
world beater, but
No, he's played
shown-
well.
in a Brent Urban type position, I think he's played better than Brent Urban did.
I think Brent probably had a little bit more run than he has, possibly.
Brent was also on
Maybe
the
it's
outside.
closer.
Brent was on the outside more too.
No, he was not. He's a defensive tackle.
They played him outside too.
I would say he probably played both, but I think it's a fair comparison.
I'm just saying, that's a guy that we didn't think would even scratch or sniff at it, and he's getting quite a bit of run now.
Well, you were on that early. You called him being a pretty decent piece here.
I thought he
Decent
might,
piece.
but
Take your
he's
credit,
not. He's
Jared.
not
Take your
Akeem.
credit.
No, I'm
No,
not
of
taking
course you're
credit for
not.
that.
You're not replacing an Akeem Hicks now. No.
It's just one of those things. But that's one of the positive guys that.
I'll give you this. He's been better than that take you had from that wide receiver we got from Denver that never even made the roster.
The guy that he made a roster. He ended up at Denver.
Serena says he gets too
that's
many
right.
flags. Serena, are you talking about Blackson or Mario Edwards? I could be
Mario
wrong.
Edwards.
Has Blackson been flagged a bunch?
I think he's got a couple.
Edwards
Has
has
he?
been more noticeable because they've been kind of like
Personal foul calls.
yeah. I mean, I think Gibson's another guy, Travis. Like, I like him.
He's flashing moments. Yeah.
Jair, he went from not playing at all last year to
Sure.
finally getting a role. Like, his development, man. He's young. He's still developing. I like what he does. I mean, I like how he's coming along. Almost makes you forget about like Roy Robb. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a guy that I thought we would be more upset about not being here. And I feel like Bears fans have kind of already moved on from him.
Yeah.
And
So
weird,
that's
it's just so weird. We lead the league in sacks. Like we're right up there at the top.
Right.
But our pressure isn't.
Yeah, it's really weird. We
just
talked
can't-
about that like 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's
like
strange.
You want pressure too. Like
It's really
Right.
hit or miss. It really is.
Another guy I'll say is Larry Borum. I think he's been a nice surprise as a rookie, who I didn't think I would expect too much out of him. He's kind of solidified the right tackle spot. I feel good about him.
Right now, yes. I would say
as a rookie,
he's played well.
Anytime a rookie can be an upgrade to what you had, that's a very good thing. And he's been an upgrade at right tackle.
Yeah. You know how much we had to talk about Borum in a negative light?
True. Yeah,
Zero.
that's true.
That's the best thing you can have as a lineman.
PFF tells me that Ifedi was the 8th ranked tackle total, left tackle and right tackle in all of football. Shout out PFF for your
Guess how many shits
garbage
I give about PFF?
analysis. Yeah, what do you think I'm doing? Think I'm crazy?
We only like them when they post something nice
Jesus.
about the Bears. So
I still don't fucking like them.
no, I'm joking. It's just you see them retweeted when they say like Justin Fields is the best
yeah.
that throws with outside of 2 yards outside of the pocket with a wind
When the
rating
sun's at
10 miles
¾
an
at
hour.
9 o'clock.
Yes,
Right.
The
Wednesdays.
sundial's at high noon and
Yeah.
On a Wednesday.
and
Sereno
then
says
retweeted.
both. Okay, they were both flagged.
It's fair.
I think
Um,
Khalil
are we-
Herbert
are we-
too.
Khalil
Khalil
Herbert.
Herbert was a nice find.
Are we just shouting out young guys? Or are we talking?
No, just
things,
we
whoever.
want some positivity in
Rob-
the world. Guys,
I mean, I think
wanna
the
move
biggest
forward
one. Now you just changed it. Move forward with different just because of his age, but I think easily the most impressive guy this year, most consistent, is shout out Robert Quinn again.
Yes.
I dragged that dude all of last year.
Hashtag Probo Volt.
And completely worthy.
hashtag. Remember when people were mad about Floyd going and Quinn coming in? Just
Yep.
saying.
True. No, that's true. I think part of the argument with Quinn was the defensive alignment system he was coming into compared to where he was productive beforehand, and certainly seemed to ring true last year. But I guess you really have to go back to that drop foot issue really was legit.
Yep.
But guys doing it on an island now too, with Mac not being here, he is still produced.
He's producing.
So, shout out to him. I was completely wrong about him. And
He's
I
got
love the
such-
accountability that he's taken at the podium.
He's got such a burst off the line of scrimmage. You know, something that he didn't really have last year.
True.
And, you know, they talk about his bended, but if you actually watch him, he gets at a weird angle, and he's just, I mean, he's not the best against the run. We're not going to lie about it, but
Yeah.
his production as a pass rusher this year has been unexpected,
Yeah.
severely unexpected, and we would have thought that it would have been predicated on Khalil Mack having a big year.
Correct.
That he would get. He's doing this on his own.
Yep.
Good for him. And he deserves every Pro Bowl vote that he gets.
And his run support hasn't been like awful.
No,
It's not
terrible.
great.
It's just
there, sort of. It's
he
not
always
bad.
does that thing
It's your-
where he goes to the outside shoulder. It drives me nuts. It's a personal thing for me.
But you can live with that because of, like you said,
Because
the
he's-
sack production and the pressure production.
And he runs that, and he runs it down. If it gets past him, he'll
does.
run it down. He'll hustle.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
respect
sorry.
that.
Sorry, Robert. I called you homeless, man.
He's got a dog.
Yeah, I know. No, I was thinking one press conference he was there. He looked rough. His hair.
Well, he called out Kendall Vildor without any question, didn't he? He enjoyed
did.
that.
He did. Yeah. What was it? The do your 111th or
111th.
111th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's part of it. There's some kids out there young kids that don't know how to be a pro. And they really didn't get a chance to last year. You think about COVID, you don't really learn how to be a pro whenever you don't have to deal with fans. You don't have to deal with training camps, expectations.
Shortened preseason.
Fans are just happy to have football. You know, I was just happy to see football, let alone somehow we weaseled into getting a playoff berth.
South Elgin. Thanks. See, South Elgin knows what the hell I'm talking about, man. South Elgin says
Robert always looking like he's homelessly sad.
He kind of does.
What did I walk back into?
Robert Quinn looking like he's homeless all day, every day.
I had made the comment, I think it was last year or something, or maybe it was off season this year, that Robert Quinn looked homeless. When they put one of his pictures up there during the game, he just looked like the guy's been on like a rough bender. And I was just kind of trashing him at the time because he hadn't done shit here. So I was just sort of eating my words and apologizing to him. He was my one guy that I shouted out as
dude's been through a lot medically, bro.
Well, that's the thing that me and Jared just talked about was
there's 1 year, but there's 1 year difference between him and Mac, correct?
Correct.
Khalil Mack just sold his big home there.
Yeah, but he
bought a condo,
$6.5 million condo on the Gold Coast.
Not bad.
Let's not start. Jordan Howard took his freaking Instagram photos down. It's not like that,
right?
But
he should call A-Rob over to hook up his grill.
Unfortunately, who the hell knows what's going to happen? It may come down to them having to decide between Quinn and Mac.
Who would you pick right now?
From a cap purpose, Quinn has to go, I think, because it's lower cap potential that you're dealing with on the dead side.
If you had it.
I don't know, though. On the flip side, has Mac shown this dominance as a pass rusher?
No, but it gives you more in run support.
Does he?
So, come on now. More run support than Robert Quinn? Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I just don't know what the cap ramifications would be for each one. I mean, we need the cap.
True. I'll get you a thorough breakdown next week, boys.
Thanks. I think in trade, you're going to get more from Mac.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's true.
So we got one more. We've got one more year of Quinn on the books, correct? Under contract. Is he a 3-year? It was a 3-year deal, correct?
Thought it was a 4-year.
The fact that you're delaying and you're a capologist, like,
since when the fuck have I been the capologist on here? I'm the stats man. Okay,
the numbers.
Stats cap. There's a difference.
Hey, Ira, get them numbers crunched, will you?
3 more years after this. So he's under contract through 2024.
Who's that?
His debt is Quinn.
Quinn?
Or were you referring to Mac?
Look at him like Shefty. Look at him like Shefty with the cell phone just ready, blazing.
Quinn's debt cap hit next year is $12.7 million. The following year, it's $8.4 million. So you could eat 12.7 theoretically, especially.
Would you? Should you
first him?
Would you or should you?
Did you just say?
Would you or should you?
No, Jer. I just want to. I'm kind of impressed by the skill set. You just said you could eat 12.7.
Yeah,
damn, bro, you're like a sword swallower, huh?
And here we go.
I could eat 12.7 if it was cooked well done. Throw some A1 on that bitch, I'd get it down.
Boy, there are so many comments.
Hey, now I'm gonna call. You know what? I'm gonna call Biscuits the greatest showman. That's skill, bro.
The greatest show on turf.
They don't call me the Iron Jaw for nothing. Pause.
Good job.
So, anyways, Mac's dead cap hit next year is $24 million.
Ouch.
So double.
Yeah. So there's a good chance that they'll both be back next year. Right.
No.
Do you move on from Quinn when you don't have draft capital?
No, he just said double the cap hit for which one?
Mac. Dead cap.
24, and then Quinn's
12.5.
12.
Dead cap. Payson is credit.
But if you post June 1st them, I do believe you can bump that out. Or if you rework the salary with a trade team, you can tack on.
Get rid of all our offseason talk.
Basically, on a basic level of watching people play football, would you cut
anymore?
We're so far ahead of ourselves, and it's valid, but it sucks that we have to talk about this.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Robert Quinn. We're talking about his effort. We're talking about
replacing coaches and GMs. It just sucks, doesn't it?
It does suck because that's pretty much been my life for 3+ decades.
Yeah, we're not.
Imagine being Pittsburgh. Imagine being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan just for a minute, if you could.
I'd be livid this season.
I wouldn't. Would you?
But you know you're not going to get. you're going to have a coach.
Yeah, so like when your team starts winning, like I dealt with this, and I'm not trying to like get on a Boston Red Sox whole rant here, but like we dealt with a lot of losing, a lot of weird losing, a lot of the curse of the Bambino, all that shit. So like when we finally did it, like I wasn't around for a lot of it. I started watching in the 80s, but like man, we finally did it, right? So then we did it again and again, and your mindset changes as a fan when you're used to winning. And your team ends up playing like this, like it pisses you the fuck off.
I think that's fair. I think you're seeing that with the Cubs fan base right now too.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
Like my buddy's a Steelers fan. He's nowhere near as hardcore as us. He's a hardcore Steelers fan, but it's like they don't even watch it. Like I don't watch the draft. If he pans out on the field, I'll notice him. Like that's what they're used to. They're used to hitting, and we're so passionate, and it's just like.
Please hit. Please, dear God, hit.
Maybe the level of passion does make it different. Like I'm a Blackhawks fan. I'm not nowhere near as passionate as I am about the Blackhawks as I am the Bears. But like right now, I'm unfazed by how much the Blackhawks suck. Even though they've been better the last 10 games without Colleton. Since they've given me, 3 Stanley Cups, I feel a little bit more like, hey, you know what? They've given me some good times. I'm willing to give you some time to right the ship. Whereas I'm sitting here at, 37 years old and I've never seen sustained success. So maybe you're right. Maybe
sometimes being a Bears fan.
Sometimes the chase is more intoxicating than when you finally reach the mountaintop.
Oh, words of wisdom.
Damn.
No, but I can't wait for that day. Like I would love to start covering this team when they're on top.
If you went to the playoffs 8 straight years and then had one down year, would you really be that upset?
If I had a coach that was there for as long as Tomlin's been there and never had a losing season,
I wouldn't be that upset.
No, I just think they've hung on to Ben too long. I'd be upset that they keep carting him out there.
Yeah.
But
should have pulled that trigger on someone other than me.
I don't know if they're whoever I don't know who the GM is there, but
Colbert.
Not to get too much on Steeler. I mean, got it. Yeah.
But that's the difference. Those are the parallels between the Chicago Bears organization,
a good organization, and a bad one.
And a Pittsburgh organization that's really solid. I mean, they're not great. They're not world beaters, but they're consistent.
Which I think is what we want. Consistent, competitive.
We would take consistent
chances in the playoffs. Like you say what you want about Green Bay, obviously always choking in the NFC Championship game, but they're always there and they're always relevant and they always have a chance. That's what I want out of this team.
And the Steelers have always developed talent. That's what I'm most jealous of.
Yes.
The guys they draft, it's just like it's a wide receiver factory.
Yes.
They let guys go, and you're like, oh, they're not going to be able to do anything after they let him go, and they do.
Yep.
So yeah, I would love to see us be able to just hit in the draft, everything, man. Like
hitting the draft and then develop it further. Yeah.
Name a player that the Bears have developed under Matt Nagy.
Well, we don't. So we're not giving credit to whatchamacallit for Mooney, right? Mooney is self-made.
It's hard to pick and choose those arguments. The players that have developed, Mooney, Monty.
Now Monty, I think, is legit.
Komet's coming along.
But how hard is it to develop the running back position in the NFL? I'd argue it's probably the easiest position to get consistent production out of, even from lower round draft picks.
When you have a coach that abandons it as quickly as he does, that we even have a discussion about, Monty is probably pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah, Monty has the potential to be one of the best backs that's ever been here.
I wouldn't go that far.
Top 5? Top 5?
Did you just say he reminds you of Walter Payton?
I said top 5.
Oh, God.
He could be in the discussion for top 5 if
talk about that healthy. Twitter.
Who would be your who would well, that's a different discussion.
No, I can
We're
answer
going
it.
too far.
We're going to top 5.
Top 5.
Walter, Gale,
Matt
Forte. Neil Anderson has to be somewhere in that discussion.
Yep. Yeah. And then I'd throw short career here, but Thomas Jones.
I think Monty can surpass him, but I do like Thomas.
Oh, I think he could too. As of right now,
what I said. All I said is he could be top 5 all the time.
Oh, what about Rick Caceres? Red Grange?
Bronco Nagurski.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Grange and Nagurski are before our time that we have seen. You know,
I
like your 1 through 3. I would probably put Neil Anderson a little higher, and I might give you another name that might feel kind of obscure, but James Allen was here for a few years and had a couple of good years. You know, I think more consistent than Thomas, even though Thomas was a beast on that Super Bowl run. And you can do the Anthony Thomas. You could go. I mean,
Anthony didn't do it long enough.
You could say Jordan Howard because he broke rookie and second year records.
You just want
no, and I'm not. I seriously am not. But I say there's an argument there.
Shit, throw Harvey Unga's name up there. Supplemental draft legend.
Craig Ironhead Hayward.
Yikes.
What about it? Your ultra back, right?
Oh, Raymond Harris. Rashawn Salam. I forgot about Salam. What was
Curtis
it?
Enos. Yeah, let's start throwing all the bad ones out there.
Jeremy Langford.
Ooh. Man, that dude had like a hot 3 or 4 game run, didn't he?
We thought
against the Rams.
They moved on from Forte for him, bro.
Yeah, South Elgin makes a good point going back to the Steelers thing, too. The Steelers haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round in a super long time.
Yep, they don't have to.
No.
And it's funny.
And they're patient.
Some fans hate. Some fans hate on Matt Forte.
Who the fuck hates on Matt Forte?
There are some.
Oh, yeah. That guy was probably one of the most underrated running backs in that period of the NFL. Or underrated players in general, regardless of position.
65% of our offense.
Did he break the receptions record for running backs?
Someone else broke it.
Somebody else broke
McCaffrey, I believe.
You know,
he had 102, 103 catches.
And I'm really surprised at this point with how big fantasy football is that there's not a fantasy football Hall of Fame because Matt Forte would be the running back.
Dude, yes.
Yep.
It would.
There should be a fantasy football Hall of Fame. It's that big, you know? So give some of the guys a shot that may not have Hall of Fame careers, but killed it in fantasy. Like, remember Chris Johnson, how much he was killing it back in the day?
Yeah, he was a beast. It was fun.
Just saying.
So from fantasy back to reality.
You're the guy to bring us there. Right?
I'm the guy. I'm that dude. I am that guy. I am that motherfucker.
Rainbows and unicorns.
Every one of them. I fucking fart glitter and rainbows. That's what's up.
All right. Glad we got that inside scoop.
Score predictions for this game.
8-bit chair and a pony riding a.
You were 8-bit first. Oh well, we could do that. Just make me a pony. Just make it an 8-bit pony.
We're doing score predictions. Is that what you said?
Now let's get back to it. We've kind of went off the rails a lot because this is where our teams put us.
Yeah, it's Friday night, man.
It's Friday night. Yes. So, biscuits.
Oh, you want my score prediction first?
We're going to let you go first.
All right. I'm making it short and sweet. 42-17 Cardinals.
Woo!
There it is.
Ouch.
It's going to be a long Sunday.
Okay. I'm going to try to because, man, it's been – so if the weather's raining, it's going to make it.
Wow, we're making predictions based on the weather.
The weather it's supposed to rain, biscuits.
All right.
45 and rain.
I'll shut my mouth. Go ahead.
High-powered offense in the rain with the way our field usually is.
Slip count.
Exactly. If we can do what we talked about and control the clock and keep Kyler off the field as much as possible, you put more pressure on him to do things with not much time, and we can actually get a solid run block going, and you can actually work these dudes. No, I'm just saying.
I love the ifs. I'm just counting them. We're at 4.
That's cool. The if count, right? Instead of slip count, that's fine. But like, man, if you actually use Monty and Khalil Herbert, how they can be used, they're both workhorse running backs.
Correct.
You can control the clock with these running backs if you can block consistently. I'm just saying. So you keep them off the field. It might not be a pretty game. It's going to have to be ugly.
Keep them off the field. That's another if.
It's going to have to be ugly in order for us to win this game. It's going to have to be ugly.
I do agree.
Punch them in the mouth football, and our defense really needs to be on the field at
as little,
not a ton, because we're who we have out. We can't afford to be out there that long against Kyler.
We won't be out there that long. It should be about 3 play drives.
Well, I don't know, man. So and this is not like the betting man to me. This is just he's gonna pick the fucking Bears.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he is. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Two and 4. We beat the Lions twice. This guy's gonna take us.
I'm gonna be a homer here because I think. I'm expecting Nagy to actually be able to coach this up. No, I'm good, man. We're probably gonna get our ass kicked. God, I'm trying to act like
he's trying to sell himself in real time.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to give you the approach that I think a good coach would give you. But
we ain't got that.
So. It's Nagy.
If we had
a football coach that understood the talent.
That's 9.
I feel more fired up than that scene in Rudy right now. Thank you. I'd like to change my score prediction to 45-17. Go ahead. What's your score, man?
28-10. I don't know. I give him 31. 31 to 10 Cardinals. After all,
31-10 Cardinals.
I came back down to reality. I'm like, God, if we were able to do this, because we have the talent, but we have Nagy.
This screams of the Rams game to me.
Oof. Oh.
That's what scares me. Because there were times in that game where our offense was pretty dominant. We just didn't score touchdowns, which is the first quarter and a half. We were in it, and we just didn't score touchdowns, and we threw bad interceptions in the red zone.
Can you repeat the word that you said to use to describe them?
And there were times where the offense looked dominant.
Brian, I'm going to leave it to you. You came after me for my great comment on the defense, so floor is yours, buddy.
Against the Rams, there were periods where they didn't stop us. We stopped ourselves.
No.
Yeah.
Either one's not gonna end well.
I'm not feeling the same vibe you.
He took it easy on you, Jerry. I got eviscerated for my great comment.
Yeah, but I can't really talk too much shit here, Biz, because I was just giving you a game plan that should be run and actually almost picking them to win if things were run properly. And I dropped 6 ifs, so I can't blame him for being hopelessly optimistic on a game that he must have been really.
No, here's the point. The point is I wasn't optimistic. I think the offense will move the ball. I just don't think they'll score touchdowns.
What direction is it going to be moving in?
Well, that's always a good question.
Laterally and backwards.
24. No. I'm going to go 21-13 Cardinals.
So our defense is shutting down the Cardinals.
The weather is going to shut down the Cardinals.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be like heavy.
I'm going to put an asterisk. Rain.
Okay. It's a rain game.
So, Jerry, you have them covering the 7.5 spread. All of us have them covered.
No, I got them not.
No, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah.
Let me get my Doppler.
Not covering
here.
The 7.5.
90% chance of rain. Watch it be like a sprinkle. Rain done. We back.
That really would be best case scenario for us if the weather kind of helps slow them down.
We've seen it. Well, we've seen it against. Well, ironically, Baltimore, a better offense and a better
48
defense.
degrees too. Gonna be soft ground, soaking wet,
mushy.
Oh,
sweet Mother Earth.
Yes.
Soft as beach buns, huh?
Meatballs, baby.
All right.
Oh yeah. The turf.
You guys got
that turf looking good, but just not for playing football long.
No. Come on, Soldier Field grounds crew, do your magic.
Any shade?
Any shame?
You got to throw any shade out there, fellas?
Oh, shade.
People being bitches, man.
Yeah. The people that are drawing the line at not watching Bears football because Justin Fields isn't playing and Andy Dalton's now starting. Like, we haven't seen about 100 worse fucking quarterbacks than Andy Dalton. There's nothing to play for this year. It's fucking most seasons the last 30 years. Get over it. You'll be there watching for 3 hours on Sunday just like us. That's my shade.
Yeah, somebody even said, "Oh, the only reason to watch is because Jenkins is activated." I'm like, "You gonna be watching the sideline the whole game, bro?" It's wild. It gets wild on those mean Twitter streets that aren't that mean anymore. Them soft Twitter streets.
He's going full shade. Look at him. He's in character right now.
No, it is soft. Super soft.
Yeah, Charmin
Ultra.
Charmin Bear.
So throw shade, man. You look like you're going skiing down the shade hill. So throw some.
He's getting his Hitman fucking shades out.
I'm gonna throw shade on potential sponsors because, like, this isn't the kind of podcast you really sponsor anyway. So, like, and I don't want to become one, to be honest. You're not gonna like.
Wow.
We're not your mother's podcast.
Omaha Steaks. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you
We're not your father's podcast. We're not your father's podcast.
No. We're just here for.
Didn't we do a reading for what was it? Myratex? What fucking old medication were you talking about earlier?
Metamucil.
Metamucil.
Milotex.
You're trying to hit the old people off with a little something about like the 30s or some shit. I don't know.
1938 story, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Windy City Gridiron does a good job.
Yeah, shout out them.
Shade. This is shade, bro. So I'm sorry. Compliments is the next segment if you want to do that.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Shout out to Windy City Gridiron for their great historical references.
Oh, how I miss that voice.
Nah, man. Shade just like. I want the fan base to throw shade. I guess this is a reverse shade, right? Fire Nagy the whole game. The whole game, I want to hear it.
But don't do it when he's in public because he's got feelings.
Oh God, Eddie Jackson. Here's my shade. Eddie. You didn't have to deal with fans last year, right, Eddie? Primetime Eddie, cereal box Eddie, living the dream Eddie, like you won Super Bowls, Eddie. Bro, shut the fuck up and play. Like you think you're that dude. Be that dude on the field and then talk your shit.
Yes.
Like we'd have so much more respect for you as fans if you would just hit a motherfucker. Like, come back, man. Stop getting burnt. Like, big play Eddie, right? Where the turnovers at, bro? Concentrate on your craft before you start concentrating on ours. It's our craft to be fans. Master yours before you start talking about motherfuckers who have mastered theirs. As fans, we're all passionate. We all have stupid takes, but Bears fans have been doing this for a long time, Eddie. We're all pros when it comes to being fans for this organization. I don't care who you are. You're a Bears fan. You're a diehard, right? We might not like each other's takes and shit, but we fan, baby. And we know all of us do. I don't care if you have stupid takes all the time. And I don't care if you're the Bears blog, right? We're all hardcore fans.
Log.
Yeah, we're all intelligent fans. Eddie, we got our shit in check. Get your shit in check before you pop off at us. We'll boo if we want to boo. Play better. I'm just like that. That shit pisses me off. I like Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson at top peak performance. Hell, he was a hell of a player. But like, I don't know, man. Stop worrying about what the fans are doing. And you don't like it if it's getting to you. Change it. We want to root for you. We don't want to boo. We don't want to be miserable. Like, be the change, bro, on the field. That's all.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Thanks, Gandhi.
That was.
I love it. That was fucking.
That was good.
And that's my rant.
No, that's just my.
I love it, dude.
Just I love it.
And I love it.
I think what Sylvie said is the take that I have. Fans are allowed to boo. Don't be mad if the players boo back. That's where I'm at.
We booed Aaron Rodgers. He told us he owned us. And I hope they remember that next week. That shit needs to be posted, plastered all over Hallis Hall.
Yeah. My shade is for cancel culture.
Ooh.
Cancel culture can go to hell.
Is this into something specific?
No, it's just into, people can't have constructive arguments. It's like, grow up a little bit. Fucking have a constructive argument. Jared. No, what happens is they get a differing opinion and they're like, oh, well, you're blocked. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
careful that you're barking about being blocked, because I think our show page is blocked like everybody on fucking Twitter.
Although I did block a dude because he shouted out another guy who's got sources and was trying to praise his sources. And I was like, you know what? I'm blocking this motherfucker on principle.
Yeah.
I blocked him.
Timestamps are a bitch.
Anyway, but yeah, let's try to be a little more open on our conversations and not worry about it. Not everything's out there to insinuate a fight. It's actually to stir conversation, to create conversation.
It's not even fights, though. It's just like, whatever. It's not good. It couldn't, like, we used to be able to battle it out and have fun.
But you know what I'm saying? It's
and
just,
not take it personally. But
it's sports talk, man. Like if like I said, if you're not going to take this lightly, like, it's not your pride on the line, bro. It's not like who you are as a person. Like,
and you don't always have to be right.
Hey, there you go.
Your opinion can be swayed. Your opinion can be wrong, and you can admit that, and it's okay.
I told you though.
I get caught up in that when we're arguing. When the three of us are arguing.
Told you,
but.
Yeah, but do any of us take it personally and don't talk to
around.
each other? I mean, come on.
No, look.
That's the fun of it.
Sponsors. You totally shit on us getting a sponsor. That's hilarious.
No, Jerry, you pretty much did that in person during live negotiations, bro.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
I'm just putting the cherry on your fuck Sunday, bro.
I have to say that it was well crafted by you. I'll leave it at that. It was beautifully said.
No, honestly, I think they're actually busy. They have something going on in Orlando. They're actually sponsoring some big tailgate thing going on, actually a college football game.
Yep.
Okay. Their profile wasn't like super active either.
No, but that company right now is, I was going to say it, but they are. They're busy right now in Orlando. I think Chicago Bears Tailgating Club has people down there too.
Where? No. With who? Nobody. Never mind.
They're sponsoring a college football game, like a bowl game.
Yeah, they are.
Central Florida down there in Orlando? No,
maybe, but I know he's super busy right now, so I'm just saying.
What can I say? I leave an impression.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's like, it's cool if you want to be the muscle in the background sometimes, but like, you were at a different place, bro. You had a pint glass in your pocket, bro. Like,
maybe he didn't even remember that.
He was tailgating way before the tailgate started. That was
goddamn right.
And I respect the.
This is my one day because
Hey, you earned it.
I wait for game day. I try to keep my shit.
Would you rather have me done that at game day? Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was funny though. He was like, Jerry, you had a pint glass in your pocket at one point.
It happened.
And we were outside of the bar just to give an understanding of the situation.
I'm in a place where nobody knows me, and I don't give a shit.
No, I mean, that do you, man.
And I ain't the muscle. I just don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm sure shit not the muscle of this group.
Well, in the negotiations, just let me,
Oh, I didn't know you were negotiating.
Let the master negotiator work, Jared.
Not saying, hey, Biscuits, your ass didn't show up till late because you couldn't get on a fucking plane on time. So yeah, I would have
fired.
Here we go, Mr. Punctual, who was 10 minutes late tonight.
Oh,
I'm not bringing up my reasons for that on this podcast. Nobody's fucking business. So, but what I'm saying is, if you were there, like you were supposed to be, I would have let you handle that, bro. So don't shit on me for trying to step in for a place that you should have been.
So it's my fault because I'm
saying you're Mr. Advertising, Mr. Negotiator, Mr. That's not my calling in life, right? But I was definitely
you don't know what you're calling.
I was definitely in a.
I'm here as the inappropriate comic relief.
Yeah, I was at a better place to be the negotiator than the Jared was.
I didn't know you were fucking talking to him about anything. So you come up to me, he's like, dude, I was talking to him about something. I was like, I just repeated what was told to me by you.
No, bro. He said it right. He said, I'm interested in sponsoring you guys. And
I didn't hear that.
You even commented. You were like, well, it's not.
Till afterwards.
Right? No, you said right to him. You said, well, it's not the kind of podcast for everybody.
No, it's not.
I mean,
I proceeded to show him why.
What did you show him, Jer?
But your lad didn't say anything when he was talking to go. Yeah, you did, Jer. Oh yeah, I should have videotaped it and sent it to you. It was funny. I'm not taking away from the comedical genius that it was.
Thank you.
But it was just bad timing. That's all.
I'm good at that.
Jared's the comic relief. I'm only here for the expert food and movie opinions on this show. So
and you make me smarter. You make me sound a little bit smarter anyway.
Well, thank you.
You can there's some ESPN going on here.
And I just want to throw one last little bit of shade before I throw it to Jared real quick for his shade. And that is people who liked the live action movie of G.I. Joe. That movie was terrible. Just want to throw that out there. Want to get it out on the pod. If you liked the live action movie of G.I. Joe.
Can I just mute him? I can mute him.
All right.
And boom. There we go. Problem solved.
And I need a rebuttal here. We were talking about movies in the DM. Somebody threw out live action G.I. Joe. I said I liked it. Like, I was a G.I. Joe fan as a kid. I liked it. It doesn't mean I said it was a freaking top 10 movie of all time. I enjoyed watching it. Doesn't mean that I would watch it again or buy the Blu-ray.
There it is. Arnold, I don't know what's going on.
He's trying to turn this into a movie pod, bro.
Well,
I'm not allowing it.
We're 4-7. Jesus.
Could be 5-7. We're going streaking, boys.
We were just talking about how Jer offended Tail Greeter, and you almost.
Well, you didn't mention him till now, fucker. Thanks. Yeah.
All right, Jer, what's your shade? Let's get back on track.
I've already shaded. You guys are too stoned.
Oh, you shaded.
He does. He does push my buttons. Though I will give him that. When he starts talking about Lord Brady and all this shit, like he has to try to twist the knife. Like it's cool,
dude. You know what's so funny is that you do the exact same thing.
I hate Brady so much. I have a picture behind me of Urlacher sacking Brady that they both signed, and I think it's the most beautiful piece of freaking work I have.
I mean, it is a nice piece. You've showed me that up close.
Brady getting fucking pummeled by Urlacher, and they both signed it. That's the beauty of it.
I mean, he's our break glass in case of emergency, though. To not let the Packers get to the Super Bowl. Why would you hate Brady?
I hate people. Let's wrap this up. It's going nowhere.
And that's another thing we have to think about, though, in this matchup. Jared, throw your shade, but if we...
Fuck everybody there. Done.
Oh, yeah, his shade was cancel culture for some odd reason.
Oh, yeah, he already did it. So, if we beat them, we help Green Bay.
I mean, I still want to win, but
sure, but
that's
I'm
a
saying,
positive of losing.
So one thing to think about if we do get our asses kicked, we actually fuck the Packers over. So feel good about that, I guess.
On a bye week.
It would even be better if we could play spoiler and beat Green Bay. Because if we keep knocking them down a peg, I'll be happy about that. Losers mentality.
That Packer game might be interesting.
Yeah, I think they need to take a couple late shots. I'm just saying. I'll be okay. I'll be okay with some roughing the passers on that one.
1986. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be late, be real fucking late.
Rodgers deserves to get his clock clean.
I don't normally throw that out there, but
I don't want to know. I don't want to see anybody get knocked out of the game, but I wouldn't be mad about it.
No.
You're not rooting for injury. You're just rooting for a little extra hot sauce.
Little extra.
Hits.
A little salsa.
Well, something.
And there should be a little fire going into that. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. Let's wrap this up, boys.
All right, fellas. It's just another episode of the Tailgate Show After Dark.
The Bears.
Cardinals blowout.
He's getting better with it.
He is. He's learning timing.